Okay, so I've added the bottom pieces already. I didn't bother stitching that together because you know how to do that. Like, yeah, attach both the pieces, flip up. Because I'm using the leather, I've made the joining seams 1/2 inch because I wanted a fair bit so I didn't have to fold that out. And I wanted to top stitch up a bit higher, as you can see. So they're both done. That's the back panel and the front bottom panel. Now we're going to be doing the front pocket zip. And make sure I have my fabric up the right way. So we grab the front zip, the one with the tabs that are folded out. Now, to make sure that you have the zipper, I like to open from left to right. That's right, yeah. Even though I'm left-handed, I open a zip with my right hand. So open the zip a little to make it easier to put on. So line it up. Your tabs may go over a touch, that doesn't matter, we just trim them later. They're not really important. I just got to grab my clips. I'll have some over here. I've got plenty, but I try and use the same ones so I don't have to keep grabbing them out of the box. Have a heap more over here. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so first I always clip my zip first. Line it up from both ends to make sure they're even, because I'm funny with that too. I like to have that even on the ends. I don't work from one end to the other, I work my way into the middle. So once that's on, then I grab the pocket lining. I line that up. Make sure I've got the right side, because as you know, one is bigger than the other, and we want the 10.5 inch side to line up. I go like that, then I go to the middle and I pop it on there. Everything then stays in, and you don't have to do double stitching then, which is, I don't like having to do unnecessary double stitching, like stitching the zip on and then coming back and then adding the pocket lining. So, there we go. So that's ready to sew. Okay, so we've got the zip, as you can see, sandwiched between the front fabric and the lining. Oh, and that's what I didn't mention too, make sure that your zipper was laying right side down on the exterior fabric. Now I've taken the clip off and I've started stitching. I'm not using a zipper foot on this because it is a 5-inch zipper and my normal foot reaches a lot better. I find that I have more control with this foot. So we just do about a 1/4 inch in. Make sure your zipper's open a bit so you've got that room. We move it as we go along. I keep my finger underneath to sort of pull. I don't know if you can see it from there. That light might be a bit too bright. That's better. So I put my finger in and I pull that zipper tab out, the zipper tape, so that it's in line with the edges. Take your time. I don't like rushing zippers. They just look terrible if they're not done properly. Okay, so I've pulled that zipper through up further towards me. Take your next clip off. Keep checking to make sure everything's lined up. Now we're getting close to that zipper pull again, so I lift my foot, move it back, put my finger in again and pull out that zipper tape. Even if your fabric stretches a touch near the end, it doesn't really matter, because once we sew the bag together with a seam, everything's going to look like it all matches anyway. So when you're using different fabrics all the time, one is always stretching. But there we go. So we've done that. Oh, I've run out of bobbin thread. Typical. So while I I'll turn this off now, fill up my bobbin thread, and I'll turn this back on in a minute. Okay, so I replaced my bobbin thread, so I fixed that up. Now we're going to top stitch the front. Now on these pockets, I top stitch through the lining and the exterior, not like when we do the top zipper. So we pull all that down. You can press with your iron if you want, but I tend to just sit here and pull with my fingers, make sure it's all right. Always top stitch with a fork, about a 4. So I do about 1/8 of an inch on this one. Okay, so make sure the whole time that everything is pulled down. I close my zipper too, it makes it a lot easier. I'll get rid of those clips. Straightening as you go, because anytime you rush this kind of stuff, it shows. Trim your threads. I always throw mine on the floor. That's why I don't show you my floor. Okay, so that's done for the front zipper pocket. Then we grab another pocket lining and the top panel, and we put that on. So I'll go back over the sewing table and I'll show you that. Okay. So we've done that front panel as you saw over at the machine. Now we tip it over so that the pocket lining's up. We line that up the top of the zip. So this is how I do. Then everything sort of always lines up. You don't get too much out. As you can see, it is a little bit out on this side, the lining. So then I straighten that up so that when we sew it later, it gets caught. No matter how many times I make them, there's always little things that go wrong. The fabric slips a little. But one good thing about bags, actually I'll move that over a touch, because I shouldn't line it up with the tab, is they're very forgiving, and you can make your seam a little bit bigger, and you can hide any mistakes. Okay. Make sure that's pretty flat on there. Okay. Then we grab that front top piece. Make sure that it's lined up properly. Then fold down and clip by starting from the middle again. Make sure it's lined up with the sides of the exterior, not with your pocket lining, okay? So the exterior is a little bit more important than the pocket lining. And then we go over to the machine, stitch across there, and then top stitch, and then we're onto nearly this bag is so quick. All we've got to do then is attach the top zipper, do the darts and the strap, and it's pretty much done. Nice and quick, hey?